Hey everyone. Today I went to go see a movie. Now, typically this wouldn't be a big deal for anyone, but believe me, I don't watch movies. The last movie I saw was the Lorax 3D, which I actually really enjoyed. And before that, the last movie I watched in a theater was the last Harry Potter. And I don't know why I don't enjoy watching movies at the movie theater. I guess, first of all, I'm actually really not the type of person who is willing to spend money to go see a movie. But I did get a ton of these movie vouchers for Christmas, so that was a good excuse for me to go today. But I guess the second reason is putting me in a dark room with comfy seats is a guaranteed way for me to fall asleep. And I used to laugh at my mom because when we watch movies at home, she'd always fall asleep within half an hour. But I actually kind of have that problem myself. And it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And thirdly, I think I have trouble sitting still. And that's why TV is fine for me, because during the commercial I can multitask and I can get up and walk around. But you can't do that in a movie theater. And I guess that's why I don't really often go to see movies. The movie I went to go see today, I've actually been waiting months to go see. Once the trailer came out, I wanted to see it right away, but nobody else was interested in going with me. And I was actually really surprised to find out that it was still playing in theaters. Well, the one theater that I went to, they were still showing it. And so I went by myself, which isn't really that big a deal for me because I'm actually fine with going to things on my own. And so the movie I went to go see today was Moonrise Kingdom. I actually bought my own snacks into theater. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I always get suckered into buying popcorn. I'm not even that huge a fan of buttered popcorn, but I always feel like I need something to eat and drink. And half the time I don't finish the popcorn and it's insanely buttery, and so it's just a waste. So I bought my own food, which I actually didn't even end up eating, so now I have snacks for home. And I'm not a movie critic at all, obviously, not having seen many movies, so I'm not gonna review it at all or anything. But it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. Wes Anderson has never disappointed me, and I was just blown away by the movie. There were 6 other people in the theater. This was at like 2:30 in the afternoon, so everybody was at school, and I felt a bit silly because I was literally smiling throughout the whole film, and I was giggling through parts of it, and the only other person who laughed was this other guy that was sitting in the same row as me, and nobody else reacted, but I didn't care because it was such a good movie. From the framing to the coloring to the soundtrack, down to even just the font that he used in the credits, it's so perfect. I typically, again, along with the whole not watching movie things, there are a lot of movies I do not enjoy watching twice. For example, The Notebook. I really enjoyed The Notebook. I did cry through it, but I don't know if I would want to see it again, despite it being a good movie, and I'm not sure why. But I'm pretty sure I would be able to watch this movie over and over again and never get sick of it. It is just that good. So yeah, even during the credits at the very end, which actually nobody stayed for other than myself and that guy who was sitting in my row, but towards the end of the credits they actually talk about how they conducted into the orchestration for the main song in the soundtrack, which was amazing and beautiful. And so, I don't know, I just wanted to talk about how much I love this movie and how I literally wanted to screen cap every second of it and post it on Tumblr. The single actor and actress was amazing. Edward Norton, Bruce Willis, Tilda Swinton, just brilliant. Going back to the framing, I am a bit obsessive about the way things are framed. Like, say, for when I take pictures, a lot of my friends actually get really irritated because when I stop to take pictures, I take ages because I always have to center things perfectly. And he does that in the film, and I noticed it from the beginning, and so I started paying attention to every single scene and noticed that, you know, everything is perfectly framed. The other second eureka moment I had, I hope this doesn't spoil anything, was the foreshadowing of Noah's Ark during the play. And just props to you, Mr. Anderson. You have made my day, and you are a genius, and I love you. Here's a fun fact that's slightly related to Moonrise Kingdom. Kind of, not really. I actually used to be a scout, which a lot of people will be shocked to find out because I am the least outdoorsy person out of anyone. But yeah, I was in Boy Scouts, not Girl Guides, but actual Boy Scouts. And here's my sash. As you can tell, I wasn't a very good scout, not having many badges. The language badge, which I barely got, it's not that I can't converse fluently in Chinese, it's that I didn't know what to say to the person who was examining me for the badge. And so I kind of sat there awkwardly, and he was forced to ask me questions just to test my proficiency in the language. Music badge I automatically got because I'd been taking my RCM examinations for piano anyway. Skating badge, I can barely skate. I haven't skated in years. I don't even know if I still can, but at that time I barely made it onto the ice. Cooking badge, I can't even remember when I got this, but I do know that I can barely cook now, so I don't know how I managed to get that. And yeah, I don't even remember all of these, but I was only in Cubs for about 3 or 4 years. I didn't make it any further than that because the idea of having to camp out in a tent frequently makes my skin crawl. I'm sorry. And so that was my short stint as a scout.